People are alright, you know? I just ran into some kids. They were set up raising money for a gentleman who was losing his house. I bought this because it reminds me of my dog. But go check out Dodger Plays on YouTube. Cool family. So, how to shift a motorcycle smoothly. I did all kinds of talking on my way here, and I just realized I was making things complicated. So this is take two. Need to remember to get gas. This place was popping when I rolled in. Kind of still is. Oh, I need to check. Heard a rock get flung up and hit something when I was riding earlier. Oh, this guy's getting a little close there with your van. So let's talk about it. How to shift smoothly. Let me go over here and talk about the clutch a little bit. So shifting smoothly comes down to making the engine and the rear wheel happy at the same time. And that is done by using the clutch and the throttle. For a little demonstration, I'm going to reset my trip meter. Without using any throttle, I'm gonna start moving by using the clutch only. Okay? So there you see I was letting the clutch out, increasing the clutch pressure against the engine, and that was getting transferred to the rear wheel. I'm gonna get moving, and oh, that's a drill bit. Big old drill bit in the road. It's been there for a second too. It's like, huh. So now I'm gonna get moving, and I'm gonna hold the RPM. I'm gonna go, say, 3,500, and I'm just letting the clutch out. And even though my RPMs came down, I wasn't twisting the throttle anymore. I was modulating the clutch. I was adjusting the clutch pressure to keep the engine happy so that the engine was spinning against the clutch, but it wasn't slipping too much and it wasn't grabbing too much. And I was just gradually letting that clutch pressure out as the rear wheel started to turn and started to match what the engine was doing. So if I want to shift up and I'm going at the same speed, the engine will be at a lower RPM. Let off. Now I'm starting to go through some hills and I want some more power on tap, so I'm going to downshift. And without worrying about blipping the throttle, I'll clutch in, shift down, clutch out. And then I'll add some throttle. And to shift up, now that I'm going downhill, I don't need as much power. Let off the throttle and clutch in at the same time, shift up, let out the clutch and add a little bit of throttle. It's all about that friction zone. And I'll go over rev matching really quickly. It's when you're shifting down, so the RPMs of the engine will need to be higher to match what the wheel is doing. And to do that, you just flip the throttle a little bit to bring the engine RPMs higher. And when you flip it and the RPMs come up, that's when you lock in the clutch. And it happens pretty quickly. But that's basically what you're doing. When you're downshifting, when you want to be smooth with it, you pull on the clutch, you downshift, you blip the throttle, just bring the RPMs where it's going to be, and then lock it in with the clutch. And when the clutch, since the wheel is spinning the clutch, okay, so shifting up, clutch, upshift, little bit of gas and let the clutch out. Same thing. Shift up again. Clutch, let off the throttle, upshift, clutch, a little bit of throttle. Okay, go shift down. Clutch in. Shift down. Clutch out. Shift up. Shift up. Clutch in. Throttle out. Shift up. Clutch out. Throttle in. And the twisting of the wrist, and it's weird for me to talk through this because it's not really something you think about once you get used to it. So I can shift down. It's almost like the clutch and the throttle are like inversely related. Like when you pull the clutch in, you let off the throttle. When you let the clutch out, you give it throttle. Unless you're rev matching. Ooh, Clibbins in a blind spot. That's awesome. A reminder to me to not outride my eyes. So pretty. I love this color palette. With the glow of my screen, it's the best. Okay, so downshift, throttle out, clutch. It's hard to say as I'm doing it, because you do everything kind of at the same time, but except for the shift. The shift never happens when the clutch is out. So, shift up, clutch in, throttle off, shift up, clutch out, throttle on. Downshift, clutch in, throttle off, shift down. And there when I let the clutch out, I used what's called engine braking. And engine braking is basically any time it's the engine that's slowing down, anytime your clutch is out and you're not using the brake, but you're slowing down. So if I turn off the throttle, I'm slowing down. That's engine braking. And if I downshift, that's engine braking. Now if I rev match, I avoided engine braking because I brought the RPMs up already where they needed to be. They didn't have to climb up there after the clutch was engaged. So shift up, clutch in, throttle off, shift up, clutch out, throttle on. Alright, I'll end the video here. I hope this was clear enough for you to gain more of an understanding of what it means to shift and what the friction zone is and what the engine is doing when you're shifting and applying the clutch. So, I hope it wasn't confusing. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.